Welcome back, StrumSchool. Joe Baer Magnant here. Today we're going to go over the Animals version of House of the Rising Sun. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this one. It's all open chords, so all chords you should be familiar with. If you're not, there are plenty of videos on StrumSchool that show you how to play all of these chords, so this is a great song for most beginners. We're going to start off with the introduction, or the intro of the song. This is a good place to start because it has most of the chords you'll need for the whole song, and it also gives us the opportunity to check out that picking pattern. After that, you should be able to look up any chord changes or tabs online and apply everything we learned in this lesson to the whole song. Okay, first chord, and this is the intro, A minor, C, D, F, and this is the little 4-string F, A minor, E, A minor. Now those are the basic chords, and for the verse and the refrain or any passing chords in between, it's just a variation or a different order for the rest of the song. Other thing you need to keep in mind is that there's a separation between the two different parts of the chord. The root, or the bottom lowest note of the chord, for example A minor, the A string, and the rest of the chord, which would be everything except for the A string. And that's really a big separation. So if I play it again, you'll notice that it's almost like there's two different guitar players playing, one playing the bass notes, one playing the chords. So that's a really important part, and that part alone sounds like this. And so on. Okay, now before applying those picking pattern, we want to make sure we have those chords down. So we're just going to go through, make sure you can do this. A nice strong beat, and make sure you're not taking time in between the chords, and then bring it up to speed. Alright, now after that, if you can play just the bottom root note like I discussed earlier, and then the chord afterwards, the rest of the chord. So the A string of the A minor chord, and then every other string in the chord after that. And so forth for each chord. C, D, rest of the chord, F, rest of the chord. And that's going to set you up for the picking pattern. Okay, now if you have the pluck strum method, as I call it, the pluck and then strum, really the rest of the picking pattern is quite easy. You pluck that lowest note of the chord, and then you strum, but kind of strum slowly. Some people call this sweep picking. Okay, and when you get to the highest string, that high E string, you pluck it again and come back down. And apply it to each chord. Now there are some nuances, but we're going to keep it simple for now. And so forth. Now there are some differences. For example, when you play the A minor chord, you're strumming 5 strings. Now when you go to the D chord, you're only strumming 4. Okay, so those are the basics to learning House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, at least the introduction. A lot of open chords makes it a great song for beginners to learn because it's an interesting song while still using open chords. A couple things to keep in mind when looking up chords and tabs to this song. First, that there are some bad transcriptions out there and bad tabs. So if you feel like there's a note that's wrong, you might just want to test it out, or find another source. And two is there's a lot of different versions of this song. This is a traditional song that's really old. It could date back to the 16 or 1700s, and it's been done by very many people. It was David Van Ronk, the first one that would put it to minor chords, which was then used by Bob Dylan, and then the Animals used Bob Dylan's version, and so on. So there's a lot of different versions out there, so just be careful and make sure you're checking the one that you want to learn. And I also suggest checking out all the older versions, so the Bob Dylan and the David Van Ronk version, and anything else you can get your hands on. All right, Strum School, keep playing, and I'll see you next time.